Hello again on this really pretty but quite cold, early winter day. I'll show you behind me here the foliage colors. You can see that. But, we are inside because after all, it is a little too cold. This is a Chateau Musar, which we've tried several times together. This is a 2001. I don't think we've had that together. We've had 2000, 2008, 2010, I think, and a few others. It's the end of the bottle, so the glass is going to be sort of a little muddy with the sediment. But I wanted to share that with you because each year in Chateau Musar is quite different, and really it has to do primarily with the variability of the weather in Lebanon over the last 20 years. I think it used to be a lot more constant, but starting the beginning of the century, with probably what's going on elsewhere as well, we've had some very uneven. We've had years without any rain, years with torrential rains, different temperatures in the summer. 2001 was a little bit of an odd year where it rained a lot in the beginning of the winter, and then after February, not a drop. So net, the precipitation was a lot lower than usual. But and the summer, and it also was hotter than usual. So you got a little bit of a double whammy. As a result, the Cinsault didn't do as well. It sort of shriveled a little bit on the vine. But the Cabernet and the Carignan that have tougher skins did better. So they kind of take over a little bit in the mix. As you recall, it's a third Cabernet Sauvignon, Cinsault, Carignan. It's really we discussed that they age it in barrels for about a couple of years and in bottles for 3 or 4 years, and then they release it in the market when they feel it's ready. So it's maybe 6-7 years. Like right now, the latest release is the 2014 and 2015 barley coming online. So it's a wine that needs time, and it's 20 years old now. It should be in its drinking window because this is not one of the ones that's going to age the most because of the growing conditions. But let's see what we have here. On the color, it was very light, and I mean you have to take my word for it because it's a little muddy and cloudy because of the sediments, but it has that really light brown and pink mix of a Musar tint, if you're familiar with it. And to document the point about the color, I'm going to show you the snap of when I was pouring the wine back out of the decanter. You see the really sort of light pinkish color when it's running, without the sediments. On the nose, again, very aged Musar, a little bit of that madeira, sweetness, from the fruit, mushroomy, earthy, but also, it keeps it all together. There's nothing that pushes you in one direction or the next. In the mouth is what I call really a typical Musar, and that's kind of hard to define. But a lot of people can tell when they taste this one that it is different. Even if they don't know the Musar taste, they know it's really unlike anything else they've had. Maybe it's the assemblage, with this unique blend. Maybe it's that sort of mix of, mushroom and madeira in a way that you feel, and that gives you a kind of mix of meatiness, but at the same time acidity. The finish is really a little bit flat, which is possibly because of the age of the wine, and it's been open since yesterday. But the mouthfeel and the attack are just really, again, I mean, to me, you have to like this because it's very unique. You have to get into it, but once you do, it's just unlike anything else. But it's also really good because it's got that balance of things that you wouldn't really put together. So this was a nice bottle. I think it may not be the best bottle or the best vintage over the last 20 years because some of the others like 2003, 6, 8, 13 have had much more ideal conditions. But even in a year where you have some challenges, these guys managed to make a really good wine. And then, you know, what the trade-off is, you're probably going to have to drink it now as opposed to wait another 10 or 15 years, which you would with the other vintages. Anyway, very enjoyable wine. And then cheers. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. We'll be having something special, I hope. And see you soon.